So let me give you an example of what I often hear that really drives me insane. And there are a lot of things. This one really gets me. So, client comes to the call, and the client says, I am so freaked out. I just found out that my husband cheated on me, and I don't know what's going to happen now. I don't know, should I discuss this with my children? Does this mean I'm going to get divorced? I mean, I have no idea what's happening. And then I hear the coach say, so what would you like as an outcome from this conversation? And you know, you're laughing, but I swear to you, it's very close to that. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but it's very close to that. Because that's part of that formula. You're supposed to find out right away, what do they want? Is there a client, a person, a human being on this planet who has a conversation with someone when something's ruminating or on your mind, and you start to talk to a friend or a coach or anybody? Do you say, you know, I'm having a problem with boundaries. I realize I can set them, but I'm not very good at keeping them. How many people start with that? No, you start with your story. Well, you know, what happened was blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. So very rarely can someone actually articulate right up front what's really going on, right? We all can agree with that. So my thing is, I don't want to ask about the outcome early on. In fact, I really don't even use that word, to be honest. I would much rather, as we move through some of those what questions, maybe 2, 3 what questions, and then, so what then, based on the fact that we just realized X, what is it that would be helpful in this conversation? I don't want to know the outcome because nobody can predict what that outcome is going to be, and no client really knows. They know they want to have a decision, they want to feel better. I mean, yeah, but that's kind of a given. But what they really want at the end could be much bigger than that, right? It could be life-altering for all we know. So rather than ask them what do you want as an outcome, and certainly early on, I would much rather hold that and find out what they need in the conversation as we begin to discover some of these things that are going on. And you saw with the what question, what can happen. The other thing I hear, which also makes me insane, so we'll take the same scenario, you know, I just found out my husband's cheating, blah, 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 blah. And the coach says, so it sounds like your husband you just found out that your husband's cheating on you, and you're trying to decide, should you tell your children, and you're not sure if this means you're going to go through a divorce. Did I get that right? Right? Don't we, right? Haven't you ever heard people do that? So there are several things about that. First of all, it makes it much more about the coach. Did I listen? Did I get it right? Am I on target? Right? That's how I hear that. Number 2, it's a yes/no question. And every question, in my mind, every question should be open. And because yes/no questions just, they're a halt. Because who has to do the thinking when the client says yes? Who has to do the thinking? The coach now has to come up with something. Or if the client says no, it's back to the coach. But it should never be that. You, as the coach, should never have to do the thinking. That should always be on the client, not on you.